What's going on, fellow freelancers? It's Top Ranking Noob, and I'm back at it again with another helpful video for Anthem. It's another day, which means it's another time for daily challenges. And in order to get through these daily challenges, I'm going to be featuring another weapon. So today's weapon I'm going to be focusing on is the Siege Breaker. But hey, if you're into online games and other MMOs, and you know I am, you need to check out U4GM. They have a lot of cool items for our favorite online games, including Fallout 76, Fortnite, so on. I'm going to be putting their link down in my description, along with a coupon code that's going to be saving you 5%, so make sure you check them out. Now let me say I love this weapon. It's not my favorite weapon in game, but it's definitely on my top 5 list. The Siege Breaker is a Whirlwind upgrade. And what makes this thing so cool is after the 3rd consecutive shot on an enemy, it's going to freeze that target and prime that target at the same time. Now this is a sniper rifle. Every round is doing about 1,089 damage per shot, base damage I should say. And it shoots pretty fast. It's saying it shoots about 300 rounds per minute. I don't know if that's true if you account for reload time. But it doesn't take very long to hit an enemy with 3 shots. As long as their shield's down, it's going to freeze them so they're primed. This is an awesome weapon. I used it in a couple of different scenarios. So I've used it in my legendary contracts. I've used it in some Grandmaster 1 and 2 Strongholds. And it's pretty convenient for freezing targets, whether it's turrets or anything that doesn't have shields. A lot of the time we're in a hurry to kill things, so we want that extra damage. This weapon's not going to be the highest rated DPS, but because it's freezing targets, those are just targets that aren't killing you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our daily challenges and see if we can get through them using the Siege Breaker. So looking here, we need 1 daily contract. We need 3 multi-kills. I'll show you a trick on how to get those nice and easy. We do need to do 3 repairs, which means we just basically pick up some of our fallen comrades. We got to do 2 strongholds and 3 world events. All right, let's take a look and get started here. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do is my legendary contract. 1, because it's asking me to do one for my daily requisites. But even if it didn't, I'm still going to do it. There's a total of 3 that you can do per day. These are going to be the purple contracts that you can pick up end game. The reason why you want to do these is because they have a chance of dropping master loot, as long as you're playing Grandmaster 1, of course. But you're guaranteed to get Masterworks item at the end of this contract as well. So whatever you pick up, +1. You want to make sure you do them. That's 3 per day. That's guaranteed 3 Masterworks plus whatever you pick up by the time it's all said and done. Now, the cool thing about this Siege Breaker is, of course, it's a sniper rifle, but it works pretty good with close-range combat as well, mostly because of the firing rate. Now, the downside to this weapon is it has a 12-round magazine, which means you're going to find yourself reloading pretty often, and reloading can take quite a while in this game. Nonetheless, though, it works great, long range or close range. The one thing that I wish they would change with this and all sniper rifles is you can't hip shot it, so you have to actually use your scope. So this is a bit of a downfall whenever you're doing close quarters combat. But nonetheless, it fires pretty well, and it's really easy to get a combo with this weapon as long as you got a detonator available. You just freeze them, detonate them, freeze them, detonate them. This weapon made going through the Grandmaster 1 level of these legendary contracts super simple. Like I said, I wasn't really doing a whole lot of DPS, but I was freezing so many of these enemies, getting a lot of combos. A lot of my team members were getting a lot of combos. So it really made this contract a breeze. If I keep going like this, I might have to consider bumping it up to Grandmaster too. Either way, we got a couple of legendaries. Some are good, some are not so good. I don't think I've had this one before, the Soothing Touch. I'll have to do a video on that. It looks like it just improves recoil. I can't imagine being a huge fan of that weapon, but it's one more Masterworks for the collection. So now with all that being done, I got the 3 legendary contracts knocked out of the way. Let's take a look at our dailies and see what else we have going on. We still need the multi-kills, which is simple enough. And I also need 3 world events, along with some strongholds and some healing for our people. Let's go ahead and knock out those 3 multiplayer event, multi-kills, I should say, the multi-kills and the events. Now, in order to get in order to trigger a multi-kill, you have to kill 8 enemies in 10 seconds or less, I believe is what it is. In order to do this, the easiest way to do this, I personally found, was to go into free play on easy. Now, I know nobody wants to really play easy. It's kind of weak sauce, but it makes knocking this daily out like just so super simple. Wait for a few enemies to group up, use your ultimate, and while we're out there, we're going to go ahead and knock out a couple of those events too, just to get it out of the way. And like I said, in order to trigger the multi-kill, you just wait for several of them to group up, you use your ultimate, and that'll usually do it. You don't necessarily have to do it this way. I mean, most of these enemies, as you can see, are just going to be one-shot anyways. It's on easy. So as long as you can get a kill, 8 kills in 10 seconds, you'll get that multi-kills. For today's daily activity, we have to do that 3 times. Now, some classes can get this a lot easier than others. I found with me being a ranger, trying to do this on a harder difficulty, very strenuous. Like, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's just really not worth the time and effort. Playing free play on easy, I could knock this out in like 5 minutes flat. Then it's over, done with. One less daily that I have to worry about. Now, it actually took me longer to find the events. I had to do a total of 3 events. I knocked out the multi-kill challenge, the daily challenge, in 2 of the events. So it took me longer to find the events than it did for me to complete that multi-kill challenge. Probably could have knocked it out quicker if I would have just done a stronghold or something on easy, or contracts on easy, but I needed to knock out a total of 3 events for the day anyway, so I went ahead and did that free play just to kind of do that 2 for the price of 1. Try to maximize my efficiency on these daily challenges. The downfall with playing these events on easy, though, is it really limits your chance of getting Masterwork items. Masterworks will drop on easy, normal, and hard, but I believe there's only about 5 or maybe 6 weapons, Masterwork weapons, that can drop on those levels. So you're really limiting your chances there. For that reason, since I already got that multi-kill daily challenge done, I went ahead and knocked out that 3rd event on Grandmaster 1 just to increase my chance of getting some better loot. And I'm glad I did, because I have been playing this game for quite some time. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube talk about all the legendaries they got. I've been playing this on Origin since the launch of 15th. I've yet to get a single legendary up until right now. This is my very first legendary drop. And I got luck stacked on this character, so I don't know, it must be bad luck. My dad always said if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. And just to put that theory to the test, that legendary turned out to be Tip of the Spear, which increases combo damage by 50%, and performing this combo restores 40% of nearby allies' armor. I don't know how that's any better than the Masterworks. Isn't that exactly the same? Either way, I guess I'm overthinking of it. We still got 2 more daily challenges to complete. I need to repair 3 allies, and I still need to do 2 different strongholds. I think we can knock that out at the same time, right? Let's just repair enemies inside the strongholds. Well, that sounded better in theory anyways. I decided to start off with Temple of the Scars just to mix things up, and usually people drop in Temple of the Scars, so I should have gotten all 3 of those on this stronghold on Grandmaster 1, but long and behold, not a single player dropped, so I guess we'll have to go ahead and try another stronghold. Which works out pretty good, because you just can't do a daily grind in Anthem without making your way through the Tyrant Mines anyways. And it gave me an excuse just to continue to use this Siege Breaker. And I gotta say, I'm loving this weapon. The more I use it, the more I love it. It's just great for controlling the environment. I mentioned earlier that it's not going to have the most DPS. Although it's got pretty solid DPS, that's not where its true strength lies. I mean, I'm just controlling the environment here. I'm letting the team do most of the damage. And in the meantime, like, practically nobody's dropping. And in this case, I went through the Tyrant Mines. I only managed to repair 1 player out of this entire run. Again, I'm on, man, I already forgot about it, Grandmaster 1. So I think it's time to move up to Grandmaster 2 to see if we can get people to start dying so I can just finish this daily challenge. Now, I've done Tyrant Mines on Grandmaster 2 a while ago, so I've completed it on Grandmaster 2 before, and I seem to recall it being quite a bit more difficult. But then again, my gear's come quite a long way since then, and this Siege Breaker is really great even on Grandmaster too. Like I said, sometimes it's not about how much damage you can do as long as you're controlling the enemies. And yeah, I ended up getting a pug group. It turned out to be a really good pug group. We were just tearing through the enemies, and they were super nice by 2 of them finally dropping side by side, making it really easy for me to finally complete this challenge. So one more group of daily challenges gone. I'm one step closer to glory, and I've gotten to use the Siege Breaker in all of its glory more as a primary weapon rather than just a secondary weapon, and I'm in love with this weapon. Let me know what you guys think about the Siege Breaker down in the chats. Is this the kind of weapon you're going to be using? If not, what weapons are you currently using? I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you all next time.